Math is not the strong suit of the live show, but I think 10 games and 10 wins is pretty good. Welcome to the live show. It is brought to you by Tansky Power Sports and Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, and of course, Roosters, which is a fun, casual joint. And we are going to have a fun, casual conversation with Justin Zwick, Nicole Cox, Bobby Carpenter, and I am Austin Ward. Byrne will be here later. Buckeyes win 48-10 over UCLA. I think they'll take it.
Yes.
Pretty good.
It was awesome.
Like, what do you make of it, Jay-Z?
Right.
It's like,
well, I mean, as soon as Nico was out, it's like, oh boy. I mean, not that it was going to be something really great, even if he played, but putting a first-time starter in at the shoe at night against that defense is like, all right, this is another practice. And, it basically turned into that. I thought, Julian.
Also 10 for 10 to start the game.
It started the game well. There were stretches where it's like, all right, he looks like a normal quarterback here.
Ooh.
Like missed a couple things. So that was interesting to see. And he bounced back fine, still 75% completion. So let's not get carried away, but it's not his typical 80. Some young guys stepped up, I thought. Running backs, I thought, looked really good. And, and of course, that defense just stifled him. And then just a ton of young guys playing in the second half. Yeah. You wish you don't give that score up, but, I mean, second and third teamers are all in, I imagine. Though. Well, they're still that.
Great teams cover.
Hey, Ryan Day has covered the spread 9 out of 10 games. Only game was last week. When
big numbers, too, I mean.
Yeah, it's not like
it's not like
10-pointer.
Yeah.
And what's remarkable is they're covering it. Like, you watch the game, and you're like, like there's some points. Like, and I was like, I mean, it was 27.5, 24, 27, nothing.
27-0.
But it didn't feel overly impressive, and you're like, but it's 27-0.
Like, we scored every time we had the ball for the most part.
Not for the most part.
Well, yeah, fair.
Every possession in the first half, you scored a touchdown.
You just want touchdowns instead of field goals at some point.
And then you start looking at defensively, and it's like, all right, 3 and out, 5 and out, 6 and out, 3 and out.
Well, they would get a 3 and out, and then the refs would just be like, well, you know what? That play didn't actually count. You have to do it again.
What? Okay.
You have to get a 4 and out.
Yeah. I mean, just craziness. But
I think that happened twice.
Yes.
Yeah, I think,
the redos. But it was, and then you get what I was really excited about was to see Lorenzo Styles get the punt return for a touchdown. It's pretty special to score a touchdown in Ohio Stadium, and I've never done it. And I saw Sonny this morning. I'm like, have you ever scored? And he's like, nah, man. I'm like, I go, neither did I. Believe me, I go. And then someone's like, really? John, I'm like, listen. He goes, I got 1 touchdown after high school, and it was in the NFL. And he's like, well, I had 3. I'm like, get out of here, dude. You're not. I told Sonny, it's really hard to get a touchdown not on offense. And it's really special on offense. But it was awesome to see that being
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years since it's happened. That's pretty awesome.
Which is so cool.
Jordan Hall was the guy.
Yeah.
And to see him have that, and he's a Ohio guy. He started out, obviously Pickering Central, started at Notre Dame, and probably doesn't get the acclaim of his younger brother. And
he's been playing really good this year, too.
He's been playing really good ball and battling injuries and just does it all the right way. Really solid young man. And to watch him take that out, which no one ever sees kick returns anymore. And it was
that's why I thought it might be an unbreakable record.
Yeah.
The way Ohio State approaches special teams.
It really is like, hey, we'll just take the knee. And Ryan's like, wow, why risk this and that? And I know Nate Ebner, they've been lobbying him. It's like, all right, here's your shot. Like, well, look pretty good. I don't even think he got touched.
He was shot out of a cannon. Yeah. Once you make that decision to go, you better go.
You better go.
A little bit of a sneak preview there, I think, at some Buckeye leaves, because that was very cool.
It was awesome.
Got the chance to celebrate with Sonny down there. Sonny ran down the sideline to meet him in the end zone. So you got those brothers, and their time together, at least in the horseshoe, is running out, because Saturday is senior day, a noon game, which adjusted. I thought we were going to get a 3:30 banger, Bob, but
I thought it was going to be 3:30.
I think the intrigue with USC forced it up a little bit, so they've got a triple header on deck this week. And
hey, I don't think anybody's complaining about.
I'll take a noon game all day long.
Rutgers at noon is an appropriate.
Yes.
I agree.
Appropriate game time.
That's where it should be. Maybe it doesn't even deserve to be on Fox, but that's not my decision anyway. So, a great day for Roosters as well. Not just the 48-10 win for Ohio State, Nicole, but some Roosters Bowl giveaway winners appearing. And Keenan, I think he's the MVP of the day.
So Lisa, Susan, and Keenan were the winners. And Eric and I get down there to meet them. And Keenan drove in from New York.
Oh, my.
Wow,
he
nice.
watches the podcast. That's how he registered. And his friend Eric took the red eye from Florida that night. And he was just the absolute sweetest. They all were. They were all incredible, so appreciative, and it was really special. Like, we definitely made some bucket lists, checked off some bucket list items.
We
for them.
absolutely did.
And Austin was amazing for meeting him down on the field and giving him a cool experience near the tunnel. And
that was the least I could do.
it was just
What kind of
nice.
experience did you give him?
Well, he was
under the tunnel.
What? Who said that?
The moment
Jay-Z
I said it.
said that?
That's
I know.
amazing.
I
Hey,
don't.
let's stay back in our lane, okay?
Fair, my bad.
I'm used to dealing with it from the
I
left side.
know.
Well, you know, you got to keep you on your toes.
He was hanging out over by where the quarterbacks warm up, but he was kind of removed. And Nicole had sent me a picture of he had the wolf gray uniform on, the jersey on, so I knew what to look for. He had emailed into the Austin and Berm show at gmail.com earlier and was like, I'd love to meet you guys. I'm like, okay, I don't know why, but cool. And I found him and I said, well, come with me. And I took him underneath the photo well. So he was on, the west side of the stadium, and I took him over there to the Ohio State tunnel so that, players were going back and forth. Bob, you know how it works in the hour before kickoff. You're going up to the tunnel. They're putting on the uniform. Said, well, just stay right here. Like 30 minutes before kickoff, they're going to be in full uniform. They're going to play War Pigs. You're just going to be right here. And so I was chatting with him for about 10, 15 minutes. I think he asked 100 questions, which was great. He was interested. He wanted to meet me and Berm, and was wondering where you guys were. I said, Jay-Z's got to play golf.
I was at the game and we were in there. I had my press pass, but I had some friends with me. We had a couple of tennis players staying with us this week. They were playing in an event over here at the Ty Tucker Center, and one was Hungarian and the other was British, and they ended up losing the semis on Friday. I was like, well, why don't you guys just stay another day and I'll take you to the game.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that'd be great, mate. He's like, this is mega. And it was
Mega.
It was amazing. He called everything mega. It's so good.
I love that.
We don't
We-
say that
We're
enough.
going to have to start
don't-
using that a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
He's
mega.
like, will be good. I'm like, it's going to be a night game. I'm like, it's going to be 60 degrees, so it's going to be pretty great. I go, if it was USC as opposed to UCLA, it would have been twice as
Double
packed,
mega.
and it would have been double mega. But he pulls up, or when we walk up and we get through, and he'd been over by the Woody and everything, but he'd seen the stadium but not up close. He comes up, he's like, mate, this looks like Rome. I mean, he's been all
I
over
guess
the
I
world.
could kind of see that.
It is a coliseum of college football.
It's based off of the Coliseum and everything, and we take that for granted because you've seen it 100,000 times.
Yeah.
But when you see that for the first time, walking up and the rotunda's lit up at night, I mean, it looked absolutely breathtaking. It was a beautiful night as well. And then when they played War Pigs and everything, the fireworks, he goes, I'm getting goose. He's like, I'm going to start crying. He's like, this is so awesome. It was just great. It was absolutely fantastic.
Do you agree with me? I think War Pig should be the actual entrance.
I'm not going to speak against that. So
Yeah, I think it's really good.
if you want to lobby for it, you will have a vote from me.
It makes me feel like there's just an exciting adventure on the way to the field. And if you're looking for your next adventure,
what a
head to Tansky
this
So
guy.
Power
He's a pro.
to Tansky Power Sports. It is your one-stop shop for ATVs, dirt bikes, golf carts, and more. Whether you're looking for speed, power, or versatility, Tansky Power Sports has something for everyone. With the best brands and expert service, visit Tansky Power Sports today at 2491 West Dublin Granville Road, or browse their huge selection online at TanskyPowersports.com. Tansky Power Sports, where the adventure begins. We're 2 weeks away, inside 2 weeks now, from the biggest adventure of them all, heading up to Ann Arbor. It's so close, Nicole. And Jay-Z mentioned this stretch of playing Purdue, playing UCLA. You have Rutgers this week, and it has felt like scrimmage opportunities, but I don't want anyone to take for granted how difficult it is to win every week in college football. So we want to move ahead, and the doors at Roosters are going to be open at 10 a.m. for the game. But I saw right there,
Okay.
I'm cheating. It's
Okay.
on the board right there.
Okay.
On November 29th. But you can't fast forward past this one, and I don't think that you should not give Roosters Buckeye leaves for beating UCLA because every win counts.
100%. And guys, like I say, like the standard, what
about it?
Like this.
Tell me about the standard.
We cannot expect to win every single game, and we
Okay.
do need to appreciate that
Ryan
they
Day
are
said-
winning every single game.
The expectation here is win every game, especially the last one.
Is that what he said?
He said that.
That's what he says.
He's like, "What do you?
If you don't
what
think so, try
what do
losing
they,
one.
One of the
Yeah.
expectations
Obviously.
that I think is win every game, especially the last
Yeah,
one."
and obviously that is the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal. Okay, so we do need to celebrate like that we did win. I mean, this is incredible, and I believe we continue to win because we're focusing on one game at a time.
Process.
We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not getting anxious about things. It's like just one game at a time. Go out there, do what we know how to do, and it turns out like Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I've been irritated, and I talked about it with Zach Bourne on Monday morning, where people are trying to criticize Ohio State's strength of schedule and diminish their accomplishments. And you look around, and South Carolina's up by 27 at Texas A&M, or upsets every single week. College football.
Listen, they're a good 3-6 though. The
well,
record's better.
Yeah, well, because it's an SEC 3-6,
Well,
which is different than anybody else. But I get so irritated by that. And I know that the narratives don't matter, Bob, but like winning college football games, and Ryan, the one thing he's been saying this year more than any other time is like just win the game.
Yeah.
The college football is different now, and with the playoff and with the expansion, and even with what this team is doing with managing injuries and rest and all of that heading into the last couple of weeks. Like I think you can't spend the entire offseason criticizing or being skeptical of Ohio State for everything they had to replace, and then just automatically say, oh well, they're 10-0, but who cares?
Exactly. Well, and everybody leans in on the schedule. Like outside of Notre Dame, like Texas A&M, they have an SEC schedule, but it's like the bad SEC schedule.
They haven't played any of the ranked SEC opponents, I believe.
No, you're correct in saying that. They do not have a ranked win other than Notre Dame. And I'm like, so how is that all that different than Ohio State? Like, listen, I get it. LSU isn't good. They should have been. Penn State was supposed to be good. I'm not going to blame them no more than people should be saying the same thing. Like, you can't choose who you play. And, like Illinois is not a bad team. Washington's a pretty good team. Like, there's some good teams on there. And just like Texas A&M, Ohio State, the final game of the season, is going to have a rivalry game with their opponent, which is a ranked opponent who will be good and will be a test.
But, guys, how far in advance do they make the schedule? I guess it is only
years in advance.
Yeah.
But they don't do
the Big Ten.
The Big Ten schedule, so like we should get that in the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
For the opponents, we already know. The dates haven't been determined, but
you have no idea. Like you were saying, Bob, like Penn State was supposed to be great.
That was supposed to be the game of the year.
When they're making the schedule, I mean, there are some expectations of those teams that like, oh, that's going to be a really great matchup.
Also, they scheduled Texas to start the year.
Yeah.
I
mean, so I agree with you on that.
Potential MAC champion Ohio University.
Yeah, well,
load them up.
There was nothing about how bad our schedule was coming into the year. It was just, they're going to go up against this Texas team that's, really, really, really good. And, we just beat them. And, then now we're just not, beating anybody, or we're not exciting, or they don't know what
they're bored.
They don't know what
they're bored.
Or they don't know what we're going to be like in the fourth quarter down 4. Like, well, when you're not down at all in the fourth quarter, who cares what that looks like?
It's a real that part of it is a realistic argument that you can make. Like, they haven't been truly tested.
There's
all
that,
right, but that's part of the reason they haven't been tested, because they've been in control of every game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to also complain about that.
If we're down 4 against Maryland in the fourth quarter, then they're not going to care that we came back and won. They're going to be like, they're just not very good.
I don't know. That's not the standard they used for Texas.
Well, I know, but it's a different standard for us, is what I'm saying.
It is a different standard. That's my whole point.
And you see Texas A&M come back from being down 27. Well, you had to get down 27.
Yeah, how did that happen?
27 because you turn the football over, and you do things like Alabama, turn the football over, and that's how they got beat by Oklahoma. Yeah. Like Ryan Day talks about, do not put the game at risk. Do not turn the football over.
We've barely given up 27 points all season, and they gave it up in the first half against South Carolina. But they came back and won, so it's gutsy.
Tough. Yeah, that's tough.
So like, there's legitimate arguments to be made with that, but the fact that they go out, they play really well, and even right now, where maybe some of the guys you're resting a little more.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see how they treat this week. Do you want to have your guys sharp, but also fresh? And so trying to balance that is.
I think a lot of people coming out of this past weekend are like, "Ooh, what's going on here?" Yeah. Because Ryan's very close to the chest on, those injuries. So, seeing a couple guys, just not even suit up or come out early, like there's that worry there. But afterwards, he talked about, not worried about. We're resting these guys, basically, is what he's saying.
And I give Coach Day a lot of credit, because it's not easy to rest your best players. I bet that's a big decision to do, but I'm a firm believer. Like, when you're starting to get sick, I'm like, rest, because I've watched it where you just get really bad. You make it that much worse, and we need these guys for the upcoming games.
It's great as long as you don't end up like A&M against South Carolina. Like,
it's like,
when you're winning the game 48-10, it's like 27-0 at half.
You made the right choice.
You made the right choice. If all of a sudden that game you'd have been down or it's close, then it's like, well, maybe we should have had those guys. But it's a testament, I think, to the depth of the roster.
Yep.
All the guys they get in there. It's great to see Mylan Graham. He had some nice catches. Bryson Rogers had a nice in cut that he caught. Like, getting
There's
some
talent there.
There's
I mean,
talent
yeah.
guys. Brandon Ennis, who everybody's talked about as being quoted disappointment this year. I'm like,
What?
He's starting to come along.
Listen, well,
boy.
people.
Well,
have
it
said
turns
that-
out when Jeremiah and Carnell are
He's the
not
guy.
available,
He's the
Brandon
guy.
Ennis is
Well,
pretty
how
darn good.
contested
Guys,
catches? I
I've
mean,
had
2
a-
or 3 of them, like guys draped over him, and he's picking up that
Oh,
first
yeah.
down. I mean, he had an awesome game.
Well, and the thing was, like, he may not have a lot of yards, but
You're moving the
that's
chains.
he's a chain mover in the middle of the field. That's his role. That is his job. And he did a heck of a job with it. When
Yep.
those guys weren't in, hey, we're going to you, and more or less a lot of the people know that now. So even whether it's PI or not, who cares? We're just going to throw it to
Well,
you.
and throughout the rest of the season, he's probably been open on those, but it's just like other reads and, other receivers take him, takes Julian other places, but he's still, and he's made some big plays. He's going to continue to make big plays for us down the stretch.
Seems like Bob has got us going early on the Buckeye Leaves, Nicole. What's in the notebook over here?
Well, guys,
Nikki's notebook.
Yep, Nikki's notebook. We after sending the winners down to go down on the field, Eric and I were able to leave, and I get to go home and
Able
watch
to
the game.
leave?
Well, I told you guys I like to watch the game at
Just
home.
teasing.
It is.
Just
You can see more.
Okay,
I'm just
I
teasing.
appreciate too that I'm not the only person that feels that way.
Well, my
I mean,
dad
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
like to go to games.
I mean, you're watching the game. There are 8 million things going on. You're like, I don't even know where to watch, and you miss things. So at least on TV, I can rewind it.
Yeah.
I did do that a few times, which my husband was not happy about, but that's okay. But I wrote down, I thought Brandon Ennis looked great. I just I'm impressed by him every week, and I don't like these people saying he's a disappointment.
Well,
Disappointment. I mean, he's a 5-star guy. He just doesn't have the number of
I think
catches
they
or
thought-
targets that were, and we thought maybe he was going to be that guy in the middle that maybe would be getting a lot of those targets, but with Carnell and Jeremiah and Max, I mean, he just has so many weapons.
Well,
It's
He's
hard to
working
really-
out.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
working out.
he's fine.
And they run the ball a lot too.
Yeah.
So I think everybody
also, they
thought-
were playing 55 snaps a game.
and that's part of
Yeah.
it. Everybody's like, well, these guys should all have 75 catches apiece. I'm like, the math is really hard
See,
on that.
I said we're not a math show,
When you
but the
don't-
math isn't mathing.
The math isn't math, and when you can only run so many.
Well, another
plays.
thing Brandon does really well is, I mean, he blocks
He's a
his
great
butt
blocker.
off, dude. I mean, he
Yes.
is down there grinding when they're running the ball. So that's, and all the receivers do, but he's just always kind of closer in the middle. So he's probably got some bigger linebackers or safeties he's got to go against, and he does an incredible job at that.
So I wrote down Kenyatta Jackson had a really good sack at the beginning, was really exciting, and then Isaiah.
I was worried he was going to get called for personal foul with the just violent way he was taking running backs to the ground. He was. I was joking about him heading up the tunnel after the game. He's like, I don't think they can call that. And I'm like, I don't know. If they could, it would be on you.
Yeah, I
You're just
think they
being
should tone
mean.
it down
You're
a
just being
titch.
mean to the running back.
Being mean, yeah. I
You
said,
guys know how I feel about that.
take it easy on him, man.
But it was great. He's very it was explosive. He was excited.
He was.
You can just tell the passion. I love seeing the passion.
Mhm.
So then Isaiah West had an explosive run, which was exciting, and Luke Montgomery looked great, I thought. But
Here we go.
James Peoples,
Oh yeah, the hurdler.
Mm.
you guys, I saw the hurdle in the play itself before the reverse. I was like, what just happened? Like, he had a choice. He could go around. He could go this way. Nope. He went right over with a perfect hurdle form. So then I got curious. I had to look it up. He definitely ran track in high school, and he definitely did the 110 meter hurdles.
It looked like good form.
15.81 seconds.
Pretty fast.
That's super fast.
I believe that was as a sophomore. in high
Yeah,
school.
sophomore.
He's a little bit
Sophomore.
more athletic.
Didn't have anything else on there.
That'd
So
be
maybe
about my
he stopped
100-yard
running
run
track.
right now.
But that form, I mean, I was just so happy for him. And then when he scored the touchdown, the team, just the excitement they had for him just said so much. So I was really juiced about that play.
Well, it's difficult to pull those off. You're taking the risk, and I've seen a lot of
It can go bad quick.
attempts go wrong, and you might be flipped over on top of your lid, and
It
but to
might not
land it
feel
the way
good.
he did, and then keep his footing and go score
The-
was remarkable.
The confidence too. You saw it when he was doing that hurdle.
He didn't have that confidence a month ago, which is, I think, an important thing to talk about. He was a little bit on the back burner as Bo Jackson and Isaiah West were on the rise, and he could have gone another way. I was going to talk about him as well, Nicole, with forget this. Like, I've been passed by these younger guys. I'm going to get in the transfer portal. I'm going to do that. No, he kept working, and you can see the work is paying off for him. He's had really impressive runs, not just the hurdle, but the last couple of weeks he's been running a lot harder.
Yeah, and you could tell, like, you only make a decision to hurdle over someone if you are confident about it. like
It's not something
it
you can
was-
do halfway.
I know, and you could tell it was I'm still just in awe of that, and then to see all the like replays and then the photos that were taken, it was just really neat. So I'm
Berm's
so
photo,
happy
he
for
missed
him.
it.
Berm's,
Chopped
you
his
know what
head
I
off.
loved? You know what I loved about Berm's photo? It shows that like, well, we weren't expecting that, and that's how high he was.
Yeah.
It was insane.
He showed that to James Peoples on the Notebook after the game. He's like, sorry, man. Because I didn't know you
Could
could
have
get
been
up like
could have been a really cool picture.
Yeah. It still is a cool.
No,
picture.
It's
you just,
so-
you just, you
I
just
mean,
have to explain it.
I kind of want to frame it and put it in my office. I'm not kidding. It's just like shows like just exceeding the expectations.
Yeah, Berm was in the right spot, just didn't have the right lens on. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
if
know
that's
how that works.
You
Yeah, I
guys-
don't know how that photog stuff
It worked out
works.
fine for
Okay,
Berm.
fine.
Berm's the best.
Fine. Well, you don't have to say that to him. He's not on the show yet. JC,
It was fun seeing James get after it. And I agree with you. I think the last couple of weeks we've seen him really make some nice runs where I don't even want to say this, but
say it.
the three that we saw on Saturday looked really good to me, and I think they all kind of got into a little bit of a rhythm when they were running the ball.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't think UCLA's defensive line was bringing a whole lot to the table. Julian had a lot of time there the first couple series to just sit back there. That first series, I'm like, he might not have an incomplete ball all day if he's just going to be able to sit back there like he did. Now that of course, they get to him and things happen, but I thought the running backs, James Peoples, Bo, of course, had another great game. It looked really good. So I think those three, and when we get CJ back, I don't know how that all works out with carries and numbers like that. But the three looked really good. Brandon Ennis, I was going to give mine to him just because I thought, he is that guy who's just been grinding all year long. Two big guys are out, and he had maybe not the most flashy stat lines, but he had some big plays for us. And that's a guy that you could tell Julian was really comfortable with going to, even in traffic. Expecting Brandon to make those plays for him, like the other two guys do, or have all year long. So, I think he played really well, and gave Julian that little, safety to go to, and then defensively we were just all over the place. I thought that was really good. So, cheers to all of them. Give them all the Buckeye leads. Their helmets are all filling up pretty
so
thick
cool.
here, towards the end of the year as they should be.
Bob, did you think that Ohio State's defense was annoyed that they didn't get to play Nico?
I think the coaches really wanted to because
It'd have been good for 2 weeks from now.
Yes, that was. It's sad when you're coming to the game. Like I'm hoping their best
I know,
players
so we
play
can practice.
because he's a very unique athlete,
Yeah.
and Bryce Underwood's a very unique athlete, and it would have given them an opportunity. The second level players and the defensive ends, D line, to like pass rush, stay in your lanes. If he gets out, like he can actually make you pay. He's fast enough to get through there. He's strong enough to run through some tackles. So yeah, there was some of that. I think that. Once I heard he wasn't playing, I was disappointed. I know that the coaches were looking forward to it because it was some work that they could have used, and they had a bunch. It's not like you knew it all week. They practiced and had everything in there of how they were going to attack it and how they were going to play him. And then you find out that morning, like, well, he's not out there. And you're like, all right, well, we'll just do the same thing, but we don't have to worry about this guy.
It's going to be a little
hurting
easier.
us. Yeah, it'll be significantly easier.
Do you think there's any, not to cut you off, but do you think there's any benefit to not give Michigan that film this late in the year of how they may go against Bryce? I know we've done it earlier in the season with, Washington and some other guys, but, just 2 weeks beforehand, is that any kind of benefit?
That's a good point because obviously you didn't get to practice it, so you weren't showing anything.
Yeah.
So I guess that is that element where there might be some level of uncertainty on what they would do because you could look at that UCLA game like, well, okay, here when they line up in this is kind of how they like to attack the rush. This is how they like to rush when they're in 4 down versus 3 down. And just trying to figure that out. So, yeah, I think there might be a little benefit. But just as far as players getting used to tackling a big, athletic guy that can run.
Yeah, it's different.
There's a Vince Young
Yeah.
feel to like Nico. And he gets out. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
And we can bang on him all we want, with Tennessee.
He's the one that didn't give up last year, I feel
played
like.
hard, man. He played hard to the very end.
I agree.
They eventually took him out and kind of broke him. But he played his butt off even when that game was already decided.
Mm-hmm.
And so you knew that he would be coming back and have the ability to do that again, which you thought that he probably would want to. And that's great for him. That's NFL quality film. You're playing a great defense and you want to try to go out there and play your best. So I know that was disappointing for them. For me, I'm gonna give mine to Bryson Rogers. He's the guy that I sat there and watched, and I was up talking to Ross when he ran that in kind. It was nice. Ball was right on him. I'm like, he's the guy that had a chance to leave, was chosen to stay. it doesn't necessarily get as much run as people would think. And you've got the younger guys that are starting to emerge, and he's been here for a little bit. And you have Quincy Porter, and then you get passed up by Brandon Ennis this year. But I really enjoy him. I think he works hard. He's a guy that's committed to the program. And, I just enjoy watching those guys get their opportunity. And just like James Peoples, who, maybe this year hasn't gone the way that he wanted, but, on Saturday night when that happened, I mean, that was the talk of the game. So you had the play of the game in a game that, maybe wasn't all that eventful from a competitive standpoint. You were able to put a, big time highlight. I mean, that's kind of akin to the Braxton Miller spin move. People see those plays and you're like, man, that's a highlight reel play that will be shown, in the Woody on the little. In
the shoe at nighttime. I mean, that picture's going to be everywhere.
It'll be there. It's going to be there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was also going to point out Lorenzo Styles and breaking that drought that goes back 15 years. Yeah, so we don't have to belabor it, but it was really cool, and it was almost like he is underappreciated, I think, defensively. There's also a case to be made that his brother's not getting enough attention because Arvell is so great, Caleb Downs is awesome, Sonny is so consistent, and the two of them combined for 12 tackles in this game, and then you have the touchdown for Lorenzo. So I think a cool moment for those brothers, we always talk about the brotherhood in there. That's literal brotherhood playing. And I think Lorenzo, when he was injured, and we saw Jermaine playing really well in the slot, and there was the conversation, maybe they're better off if they have, keep playing Devin Sanchez at corner and let Jermaine go at nickel. I don't think that's the case, at least not the way that Ryan Day and Matt Patricia talk about what Lorenzo provides in that nickel role and the comfort that gives them to move around. Caleb Downs and Jalen McClain. Lorenzo is playing really well, and then he's got a signature highlight that he'll get to live with for the rest of his life, which is super cool. But we already talked about that.
But we
haven't talked about these bad ones.
Another 5-tool player.
The cheesy bacon wedge.
Yes.
The
what a delivery
appetizer.
device.
It is.
You get some spicy ranch on that on Appetizer Thursday. You are.
I'm so excited about these.
The key with the wedge is it has the density to be able to make sure that you got a healthy
You can
dose.
hold the bacon and the cheese, on it.
It has competitive stamina.
Yeah, it's not going to go flaccid on you. That thing is firm and thick, and it's going to be able to scoop up everything you need.
Huh. Yeah, well.
Nicole knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure do, Bob.
I don't know what to say after that. But the Roosters
how great it is. That's all.
Delicious.
Bowl giveaway is now complete for the year 2025.
It is.
And now we're within 12 days of the game, and
we're bowl eligible too.
Hey,
let's go bowling! All right.
Yeah, and do we have any other predictions on that? Where we might be going?
If Ohio State is undefeated, they will be going to your favorite location.
Yes.
So Nicole, you're going to be rooting against them in the Big Ten Championship?
No, I would never do that. I would never do that.
She'll come out with her Mendoza jersey on.
I would never do that for the guys. They deserve, they deserve to win the Big Ten.
Yeah.
They don't have to sit in the traffic out there. You do.
And that's okay. It's great. Honestly, for our winners, I hope they do get to go to the Rose Bowl.
It's pretty cool.
It's a once in a lifetime experience.
It's a once in a lifetime experience.
We have to do it every year. It just sucks.
You want to do one time.
The parade, everything. It's so cool. And guys, I think it goes back to our winners this past weekend and what you were saying about the guys that were visiting. We are so fortunate that we get to be a part of this, and we went to Ohio State, and but for people that we make bucket lists come true, and to see their faces when they get down on the field, or just to see the Rose Bowl stadium, the traffic is breathtaking.
The Rose Bowl.
I would plan on bringing some entertainment,
awesome.
some car entertainment.
The Rose Bowl committee was actually up there, the president,
really?
and some of the folks.
And they're very nice.
They're the best. I mean, they can't help it that we're Pasadena and the traffic routes. I mean, they just put on a great show.
They do.
What a racket these playoff bowl organizers have going. They don't have any say over who's going to play there, and they're still just taking their trips around. Oh, we got to go scout Ohio State. Do you?
Yeah.
You don't have any influence over.
I just want to talk and
just get to know the team a little bit.
Talk to the guys. Yeah. Well, listen, you got to get the gears.
Yes, that is what you got to get. So yeah, if they stay on track, Nicole, if they're undefeated, they will go to the Rose Bowl. And but they have to beat Rutgers first, and they are
which I agree. We got to focus one game at a time.
That's right.
So
favored by 30.5 is the number.
Okay, so
the total spread has been 100 points. I think the last 3 weeks.
I have 42-7, but I'm feeling 42-7 or 42-3.
Sounds like a good number.
Okay,
yeah,
one or the other. So I'm doing 2 picks. Just throwing that out there.
It's good.
If either one hits, Nicole's a winner.
You win.
That will work. All right.
Just to be right, that's winning for me.
And we haven't talked about you
We
bringing in
haven't.
these jackets
You guys
today.
look fantastic.
Like, these
They
are
look so
These are
good.
legit.
amazing.
You
I
guys
don't
look great in them.
Buckeye.
Thanks
Where do you
for
come
rocking
up
the
with
brand.
this stuff?
Well, Ohio State was nice enough to let us print them, so thank
Well,
you
yeah,
to them.
the-
And that with our partnership, and then
Well, they are the official. ring
you guys, we
sponsor.
try to be in style. Like we
Ohio
try
State
to
Athletics.
keep.
People are
going
gonna
to
think I work for Roosters even more now.
You're so
Because
great about that,
every-
Daisy.
I mean, I roll up and like, you work for Roosters or something?
Yeah.
You got pants and shirt on? I'm like, eh.
It's just the
He's
gear.
just repping the brand. He's a
Kind
brand
of.
ambassador.
Yeah,
I love
brand
it.
ambassador.
I went to
We
the
appreciate it.
went to the post office before coming over here. Like, you work for Roosters?
Yeah. Oh,
Sort of.
I love it.
I can't
it's
make you
car
any-
wash every time.
I can't
You work
cook.
for Roosters?
Oh, I'll give you some Rooster
no.
Bucks you can give to him every
Oh,
time.
there you go.
That's what I do. When I pull
Oh.
into the Moo, they always try to
Okay.
give me their air freshener. I'm like, here, take a Rooster
Hey,
Buck.
That's
let
a
me
good trade.
I'll trade you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll trade you.
They get excited. They're so sweet.
Roosters bucks are better than cash, in my opinion. So that's all you really need. Great first half of the show, the live show brought to you by Tansky Power Sports and Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems. We're going to come back and talk even more about the Buckeyes when Berm gets here. Thanks to Nicole Cox. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Precision engineering, rigorous attention to detail. A Bryant Evolution heating system is so well designed, it's as much of a joy to install as it is to use.
Good to go.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
To make sure you and your home stay comfortable, contact Columbus Worthington Air at cwaohio.com.
Welcome back into Roosters for the live show. Berm is here.
What's up?
Can't wait to see what these
Sup,
vibes are
Berm?
like.
What's up?
Berm vibes.
How are we feeling?
How
are you guys
in such a bad mood, he wanted to put his coat on to join us.
No, it's just I really want to stand out sometimes, and this
So you
is
wore
the
a
best I
black-
can do. So I wore a
black
black.
blazer.
so you have
So
a
it
black
almost looks the
yeah,
same.
quarter
Just,
zip with a Roosters
So I wore
logo.
a black Roosters emblazoned polo or Q-zip
Emblazoned. Look, listen to you.
to make sure that I was a little bit different than y'all. But we're good. Good weekend for Ohio State. You know, the Buckeyes are playing good football, right?
and the basketball
That
team
is-
won. Were you
Basketball,
there?
I was not, but I did watch it.
Yeah. Last second shot.
That was a nice
bonus.
you know,
Well,
type
feather
of
in the
win
cap.
there that you have to have. Notre Dame is not a really good team right now, but
No.
if you're the
Power
Buckeyes are
conference.
When
really,
you're,
really-
you're putting the statue up of Jerry Lucas and you got him in there doing a little
dotting the
strip
I.
line,
Yeah.
you gotta win the game.
well, I
okay?
mean, it shines a lot of light on what the Buckeyes' biggest problem is, which is like interior defense, and
Yep.
they get played a lot better in the second half. They came back, they fought and win, and that's the game that
It's a good win to get.
the last couple of years that's the game they lose.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I
100%.
thought the same thing. I was like, they're not going to get
You
this.
win those games, you're making the tournament. Like, and that's what they haven't done last
yeah,
couple
they've
years.
got away from them, and it cost them on Selection Sunday over the last couple of years. But that's
Anyhow.
4 months
That's all
from
we're
now.
gonna talk
And that's
about.
basketball. That's the rest of that conversation that we're going to have. 2 games left in the regular season.
Oh,
Is
there
there
is
any-
another one before Michigan. I
Yeah,
forgot
they
about
play
that.
Rutgers on Saturday.
Huh, noon.
How about it?
31 and a half is the line, right
that's
now?
perfect. Is
30
it,
and a half
Did
at
it
the-
grow? It grew a point during the show.
No, yeah, at this
I
moment.
just saw a Spencer Holbrook story on Letterman Row, and it said 31 and a half, so maybe there's a different book.
Well, it could be a different book. So
Right.
make sure that you shop around. I think people are wondering, are they going to talk about Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate at some point? And we will right now. But I don't know that there's like a ton more
Carnell
to say.
Tate-
They're
I
not
would
going
say-
to be happy with what we have to say.
I think Carnell is the amount of texts I got when he was on,
Oh, yeah.
not playing. I'm like, he's fine. He's going to be okay. I
Because
just-
there's something going around late Saturday
Someone
night. I feel
asked
like,
me-
it's a season-ending type thing. So I started getting texts.
But
Like,
that
what is
wasn't
this?
that wasn't even Saturday. That was starting from just random
when
accounts
someone
on
asked me if
Twitter.
he got arrested, like if it was like a
Because-
non thing, I'm like, dude, it's none of those things. He's good. He practiced 2 weeks ago, like the thing before the game, and then
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well, if you don't feel like really great about it, we don't really need you. So
And
let's,
won't need you against
Yeah.
UCLA.
Or
so
Rutgers,
like,
or-
or potentially Rutgers, like just get to where you're ready to go for
Yeah, for a
Michigan and to quote Buzz Lightyear, to Michigan and beyond.
Oh,
There you go.
that's a great point. I wonder what they'll do this week, Bob, because as you said, and you know, Berm and I have asked everybody. We're all around the program. Everyone wants to know about Carnell Tate. They want to get updates on Jeremiah. They want to know now about Julian's ankle and all these things. Cornell
Cut
specifically.
it off, actually.
No, I think they
That
should
amputate.
I think they should leave it on. But the
He
Cornell
was
deal,
in there like Ricky Bobby today in a wheelchair. Season's over.
Can't feel my
paralyzed. Can't
legs.
feel my legs. I'm
that's
paralyzed.
tough turn of events for him.
Ryan said it's
Don't you
over.
put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
But I mean, I asked at least 4 people who would be involved in conversations or briefed on the matter, and like, it is not a season-ending injury. There's not an opt-out situation happening, and not a Jackson Smith and Jigba thing going on with Cornell. There was a questionable nature of the injury where he could go or could not go against Purdue. They decided before the game not to risk it against UCLA. I can't sit here and make a prediction on if he's going to play or not play against Rutgers. I think if it's close, the thing will work out the exact same way that it has the last couple of weeks. They don't need him to win, and they may well need him and Jeremiah at 100% to win the national championship.
I would suggest that they do need them.
Well,
to
that would
get
be
there.
helpful.
The bigger question, obviously, is JJ. I mean, people are seeing that on the field, right? So
Yeah, the one limp looked pretty bad.
it's hard to tell. I don't know if it's a quad. I don't know if it's a back. I think maybe a couple weeks ago he got hit pretty weird.
It was a bad. That was like a
The
bad
hit
hit.
at the game where he got turned upside down. What was that? Where was that at?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yes.
That hit, I think, did a little bit of tweaked it a little bit. But he obviously was good
Or
enough to
was
go out
that
there
Illinois?
and play. No, it was Wisconsin.
Okay, yeah. All right.
That was
It was a month ago.
the blown end around that got.
Yeah. It was.
But what you have there is a guy that obviously wants to play because he was questionable pregame on Saturday. We were like, he's not going to play. If he's questionable, he's not going to play. He walked into the stadium a little ginger. Not like a redhead, but a little gingerly. And then that would be weird,
Yeah.
He walked in a little gingerly, and then he went out for warm-ups, and okay, he's going to give it a shot. And then right before the start of the game, he was walking behind the bench with like all 4 of the medical trainers like walking behind him, like I think going to the
Like
tent.
a duck with a little.
Yeah,
duck
it's
wings.
exactly what it looked like. And at that point, I was walking down to the other end of the stadium to get ready to shoot the first quarter, and I was like, well, he's not going to play. I thought they were taking him to like just take off his jersey and stuff and get. But then he came out on the first play. I was like, holy moly! And then he makes the ridiculous one-handed catch, and then and then you get hit playing football, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, that actually hurts more than I thought it was gonna when I got hit.
I thought he looked better after he got hit. He was going in motion and going full speed. He was still running routes. He looked better in the game than he did during warm-ups.
I think his deal is more of a pain tolerance situation. Like if that's a game that you have to win and you need him out there playing, he probably continues to play.
Yeah.
But the reality is like, hey, let's get some of these other guys in there. Let's get Bryson Rogers in there. Let's get Mylan Graham in here. Like Quincy Porter, let these guys play a little bit. We can lead into Brandon Ennis and get this thing under control and get it calmed down. I guess a lot of trainers, it's going to calm down because they're going to have to play Michigan, and then they're going to probably play Indiana after that the following week, which will be another tough game.
I'm not a professional level athlete, never have been, but anybody who's ever had an injury like that, like you can feel better while you're doing stuff. And then once you stand on the sideline for the second half and it's colder, the wind's blowing, all of a sudden you start to move a little stiffer. And, when people are seeing him walking off the field looking very, very stiff, I think that's just the nature of the beast. My bigger question, honestly, was Julian after the game because watching him leave the stadium, he was very, very careful about his left side.
Yeah.
And I was curious from your perspective as a quarterback. Obviously, that's his front leg. It's not his driving
off of it.
But how much does not being able to feel like maybe he wasn't planting entirely or able to really
It'll mess with you.
because the second half there was that stretch in the third quarter where you could tell that like there was something a little off.
The first, well, I rewound those because it was like 3 pass plays in a row, right? 1, 2, 3. We had one to the sideline, which usually, we've seen that catch how many times this year with a couple of the other guys, right on the sideline, toe tapping
every time.
every time.
Yeah.
So I think there was a little bit of Julian being out there with maybe some receivers that he hasn't been with.
Yeah.
I think had something to do with a couple of those. Now the one to JJ that he missed this, he just missed it. But I don't think his ankle was hurt then. I will say, I ripped my hamstring back in 2004.
Funny.
the first
you limp around.
Dude,
you were in pain.
the first ball I threw, I fell to the ground because it just I didn't know, and whoa, that didn't feel. But then between
but again, that's
them wrapping
that's
it
your
and doing
drive
everything
leg, not
else,
your plant leg.
well,
right? So
yeah. Actually, I don't remember which one it was nowadays. It was a long time ago. It may have been my left.
All Bob remembers is laughing at it.
I remember laying in the training room and they were rapping. I can't remember. But you have that pain, and then you just kind of figure out how to play with it, right? And nowadays, I think these quarterbacks they're so much more whippy with their hips and the release. So it's not necessarily you're not putting a bunch of pressure on that front foot every time. Back in our day, you're really pushing off the back and coming forward. So I don't think it'll be anything. Now, I do think it may have been later in the game when he threw a ball that I did not. No, it was early. The one that he kind of stepped up and then threw it kind of back
to JJ. Right?
I think if he's feeling 100%, he just goes.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that was before or after, but I do remember thinking to myself, well, if he would have felt better, maybe he just goes and runs that instead of
I think it also
dangerous
would have looked
pass.
different if Jeremiah was fully
healthy
as well.
There's a lot to that. And I think we said it multiple weeks where, the Mylan Graham looks good. There's a couple drops in there that these other guys probably make for him, and so it changes the way the game looks for the quarterback. But as far as his ankle is concerned, I imagine he'll be fine.
Well, Bob said he cut it off.
They've got a new one.
He got a new one already.
Robotic foot.
They've got a.
Did they have that surgery that they go in and just tighten something up real quick and then
3D printer? They printed one up and you just screwed it right on there.
It's very helpful.
I don't think that this is going to be. It's going to be uncomfortable. The thing that will be interesting is how much do you play Julian against Rutgers? If that's can you play?
If you're up 24-0 at half against Rutgers, that was my contention.
And I thought
Saturday
Lincoln
night.
looked really good when he came in, so go give him
Lincoln
some.
is really good.
Yeah, well, fair, yeah.
My contention on Saturday night was that I don't know why Julian played in the second half at all on Saturday night, to be honest. That was what I was like, I'm not sure. You don't have your guys out there. You have an opportunity to get Lincoln some important reps. It just seemed like there was no way UCLA was going to challenge you. So
after that first 3 and out, Ryan's not letting the offense go on that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't put him back out there at all.
Fair.
Go off with you had 5 possessions in the first, 4 possessions and a field goal at the end of the half. It was a pretty perfect first half for Julian, and then I think you didn't need him to be out there in the second half. So, and then you saw scrambling. There was a couple times he had the second and long where he looked like he had an angle to get some yards and then dipped out of bounds after 2 yards. Maybe he doesn't need to be out there. So, but Lincoln was sharp.
He was sharp.
So this is not.
We're not medical doctors.
We're not doctors. So I don't want to make a prediction about what will happen or not happen on Saturday. Also, they have to get back out on the practice field on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
A lot of things can happen when you are practicing phically to get ready.
We saw that last year. Late in the year, we lost an offensive lineman, right, in practice.
Yes,
Seth
McLaughlin.
that stuff can happen. So I'm not coming at it from that perspective, Bob. I'm just saying if they are 90%, all of them, Jeremiah, Carnell, Julian, how do you think Ryan Day should manage that?
Well, I think it's one thing a receiver, you can manage their plays, and then they're different too. If JJ's deal is a muscle thing, a contusion, a bruise, something that will get or something gets tight and stiff. You look at environments and weather in the game. It's supposed to be pretty nice next weekend. If it's something that's cold, it's all right. Well, do we just have him come out and play a couple series, or do we not have him play at all? I think it's important for your quarterback to have him out there. Julian still hasn't. This is his 11th game as a starter. It's not like he's played 30 games, So I do think it is important to get him out there. Maybe it's plays a quarter, plays a half, but I think it would be to not play this game like you're trying to win it. I think would be worrisome. So as long as, and the thing is with Julian, he's not running a lot. He has an ankle thing. Tell the offensive lineman, let's block. All right, let's make sure we keep him clean, and then if they're bringing in tons of pressure and there's issues, okay, then he can't move, can't protect himself, and he is a liability. Then you go to Lincoln. I think you make that, but I think for the quarterback, it's a little different than the other positions because those guys need to see stuff all the time, and they're going to see things from Greg Schian this week, and it's good to get that rhythm and have that feel of going out and playing each and every Saturday.
And we're not doctors, but we've all done that ankles. We've all done that ankle turn at some point or another. So I don't think that's something that's going to really carry over, unless something else were to happen to compound the problem. But I imagine by Thursday, Friday, he'll be walking just fine, and they'll tape that thing up, they'll spat it just to put some extra tape on it. And I don't think it'll be an issue.
So what does this team need to get accomplished against Rutgers, Berm?
I think you have to really build on what you saw out of the run game on Saturday, which was a major step up. Rutgers, I believe, is dead last in the Power 4 as far as their rush defense. So
that's good.
It is an opportunity, even if C.J. Donaldson's still out. I've been like really thinking about if that James Peoples is part of this offense, how much different a weapon now you have to even add to it. And you can do things. James has been really good all year out of the backfield, so there's that sort of safety valve type passing game that the Buckeyes like. It's not working throwing that little behind the line of scrimmage stuff to Max Clare. So like, let's see a little Texas route. Let's see James do some other things that I think you could really take advantage of that. Like for him, I think it's now just about confidence. And I think you guys didn't ask me for a Buckeye leaf, but I'm going to give one. I just assumed that you would volunteer. I really think the coaching staff deserves a ton of credit for managing the egos and personalities on this team right now, because James, as you said in the first segment of the show, like he could have very easily said, you know what, screw this, I'm not going to do it. And Ryan Day has been invested personally in James Peoples, and he has been working to make sure that James doesn't like lose the edge that he can bring. But not just that, like there's Nate Roberts, there's Bryson Rogers, there's all these guys that are now in a position over last weekend and this coming weekend to really make some plays. And I think the coaching staff deserves a ton of credit for how they've been able to keep those guys from giving up. When it seemed like there was like the road to opportunity for Bryson Rogers 4 weeks ago when he was hurt. Yeah. Like you're like, I don't know, is that ever going to happen for him? And now like you see him the last 2 weeks, and not only does he look like a serviceable replacement for Carnell, but like he's making plays. Like that fourth down touchdown, the Buckeyes had, I think, 87 plays on that drive, including 16 fourth down conversions.
Don't fact check. Again, this is not a math show.
And we're not math or doctors. We're not mathematicians or doctors. But like that play, when you see him settle down in the zone and find a spot to wait for Julian to get him the ball, like you start to see the light come on for these kids. And there's a lot of guys that can keep playing and get better. And if Carnell and Jeremiah can play a quarter, let them play a quarter. If they can't, fine. But I think that it's really about continuing. Like Gabe Van Sickle played more snaps than Tegra Shabola did on Saturday.
Played pretty well,
and played really well. Tegra played well in the snaps he played. And what I was told last week is that they think the sweet spot for Tegra is like 30 to 35 snaps. And if they can get 30 to 35 really good snaps out of him, then that's where they're going to be happy. So we'll see if Padilla gets back, and you just start to build out this.
I would imagine Padilla should be.
You'd think,
back here.
Well, I was told. I heard like there was a setback like last Wednesday because they thought he was going to go, and then all of a sudden he couldn't. So it's like you're building this roster, but it's not just for this year. So all these guys have next year is going to be a weird season. So like any reps you can get for these guys, the schedule's brutal.
Schedule is
that's what they said about this schedule.
Well,
there's like 6 of those. This next year's
it's
schedule.
A little different, I think, but you're building the roster, and so keep getting these guys reps, keep getting these guys opportunities, and go from there.
Always moving on to the next thing. Can't just appreciate what's going on now.
That's what it's all about.
On to 2026.
So what do you want to see on Saturday,
Bob? Senior Day.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. I always enjoy it. Getting a chance to watch those guys run out there and for the final time, which is kind of crazy. And you think of some of the guys and their journeys here and how long they've been a part of this and how special it is. It's a big deal. And so for them to go out there, you get honored with your parents, your mom, dad, and just the emotions that you have as you do that it's a pretty overwhelming day. So it's good that they're playing a team like Rutgers where it's
instead of the game, like you have two options.
Doesn't that make it all the more meaningful for Carnell Tate to be able to play on Saturday? Like,
you know what I think that is? Like you want to dress up, you want to go out there, and I don't care if it's a series. Like I want to go out and play.
So you guys are gonna get one series, go look good, go score a touchdown, and then go take a seat on the bench.
Are you saying, Berm, that Carnell Tate is going to declare for the draft?
I'm suggesting that's likely.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys, when you went through the senior day stuff, like, what is your thought on guys who are not seniors going through it, like Caleb and Carnell? Because I feel like everyone knows those guys are going to the NFL, right? So, like, I think Ohio State should find a way for Caleb and Arvell and Carnell to get some, maybe not Cade McDonald. I don't know if that decision's, where he's at. But, like, the guys that we know are leaving, I feel like they should find some way to include them in it.
So, two of this, because they used to always have, like, Santonio left, and he had another year left. There's guys that still have eligibility.
I think Ted maybe went with us my senior year.
Did he?
Because he was and he left that year.
He did. Him and Gonzo was a fourth year. So, like, if you're a fourth year guy and you leave, like I always said, like that to me.
What about if you're graduated?
That's what I'm saying. Or if you're a fourth year, and I'll even now say if you've graduated and you're an alum of Ohio State, and so you should be afforded, I think, that opportunity. You're in good standing with the school, like you care about what you do. You've done everything the right way here. I think that would be okay. I know there'll be some traditionalists that will tell me I'm crazy for that, but I don't care. Like, came to school, you graduated.
You don't know what the future holds. Go out there and do your senior day. You
Just go
graduate.
do senior day if you're going to leave. Like, I have no problem with that.
Who was it recently that walked 2 years in a row?
I believe Joey.
Didn't Cody?
Cody maybe did too.
Oh, yeah.
No, it didn't.
There's a handful of guys. Well, and Joey got another year, so I think, he'll be doing senior day in Mas Tiempo.
Jay-Z, anything that you think needs to be accomplished on Saturday?
Just no more new injuries.
Yeah,
I mean, just get out healthy, score more points than them, and just be done with it. And let these young guys get some more reps because there's just no reason to really put our guys.
Always thinking about the future.
No, I'm worried about
Unbelievable.
next week future. I want to keep our guys healthy because I feel like
Jay-Z's enjoying the 2025 season, Berm.
We came out of that UCLA game probably a little more banged up than we would wanted to going into that game. So, I just want everybody to be really healthy going into that last game and then into the playoffs.
All right, what's the score going to be?
48-6.
48-6. Bob?
I don't know what I said last week, like 45-6.
Shiano will kick a field goal with 2 minutes to go in the game.
You know what? Let's say
He's going to fake a punt. Too.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Let's say 45-9.
Woo. Okay.
30,
Spicy.
38-7.
38-7. Throttling it back down.
I think they're going to run the ball a ton.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fast game on Saturday.
Good. I hope so.
Those are the
Noon
best.
game, fast game, and then on to the big house. and
Start
the
working
game.
on Team Up North.
That's right. We're so close, but one more game before that. One last home game in the Horseshoe this week. Can't wait for it. Saturday, noon, Ohio State and Rutgers. And then we'll be right back in here. Well, Justin won't. Justin's got some other things on his plate, but we will try and find someone to wear his jacket.
I'm taking his with me.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be back to get ready, recapping everything that happened against Rutgers and getting ready for Ohio State, heading up to the big house for the game and Thanksgiving and everything else that comes with that week. It's going to be fun.
Big week next week.
But let's make the most of this one. Let's live in the present and get ready for the visit from Greg Schiano and those Scarlet Knights. Thank you to the staff here at Roosters on Olentangy. This place is awesome. Food is great. It is a fun, casual joint. Thanks to Nicole Cox and everyone there. Thanks to Tansky Power Sports. Thanks to Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Justin Zwick, Bobby Carpenter, and Jeremy Birmingham. Hope you have a great week, folks. We'll be right back in here next week for the live show at Roosters. It's a fun, casual joint.